I knew something was wrong. One of my best friends is a doctor, and she would tell me, go check that out, get that checked out. I made the decision to put it off. So by the time I did that, I was stage 4. My name is Beverly Wilson. I was diagnosed about a year and a half ago. I have stage 4 breast cancer. Really wanted to come and share my story because I feel like I had a lot of misconceptions before. Some of the things that we think about when we think about cancer treatment, chemo, for instance, I thought that that was my option. That's what I would do. I would do chemo, I would lose all my hair, I would look sick. I wouldn't be able to hide the fact that I was going through treatment. That would make me vulnerable. But at this point, my treatment is a pill. I've lost about half my hair, but I had some to spare, and I'm grateful for that. And I thank God every day for my experience right now. The medicines I take make me tired, but I'm still able to work full time. I have people telling me all the time that I look great, which is a two-edged sword. I mean, because sometimes people assume that you are great because you might look okay. You consider the motivation, and they're trying to be encouraging. From outside looking in, you think, number one, the minute you get diagnosed, you're on your way to dying. Or the minute you get diagnosed, you're on your way to these life-changing treatments. They are life-adjusting. You need to adjust to them treatments, but they're not always life-changing. But I just wanted to say that seek out the support. When you first get diagnosed, I felt like every bite of food that I put in my mouth was feeding my cancer. So I was hesitant to eat. I felt like I needed to be more active because that's where, I read a study where it was like 5% of people survive and 15%, or like the way that the percentages were correlated. I felt like I needed to exercise every single day for 30 minutes, and that's the way I would survive. And it's good to do your own research. It's good to be an advocate for yourself, but be careful of that, I would say. The way I refer to it is I had cancer in my food, I had cancer in my activity levels, I had cancer in my doctor's appointments and my schedule, and I didn't want cancer in my friendships. I was going to have clear boundaries there. And then I had a friend call me and invite me to CareyAnn's dinner. Was the first social cancer. I always call it the sorry you have cancer parties. But it was such a beautiful time. And from that, I started going to a support group. To be perfectly honest, I have to force myself to go sometimes, because sometimes it is sad to be in a room with people that you've grown to care about now that are fighting those fights. So now you have borrowed some sadness in your life too, but it's worth it. I would 100% say it's not always going to be fun, but it's worth it. It's valuable. When I would go in to get my imaging and things like that, I have like bracelets for my kids and a necklace for my kid. And when I would go to my doctor's appointment, I would wear that, but I couldn't wear them in like my imaging. So I would get temporary tattoos and put them like on my hand. I would put 3 stars for like me and my kids, I would look at that to kind of give me strength. Treatments aren't always scary. And if they are, you have support. Take care of yourself, make yourself a priority. I don't know if I have regrets for what I did, because at this point, it worked out. I will also say that I had a really great friend when I first got diagnosed. I was, of course, having all the moments of, I'm not going to see my kids get married, and I'm not going to, be there for graduations and things like that. My friend said, Beverly, you don't know this is what's going to end you. We're not guaranteed any days. God is who numbers your days, not your doctor. Not your diagnosis. My faith plays a huge part in my everyday. And if you concentrate on things to be grateful every day, even on your worst days, there are things to be grateful for. And I think that really has carried me through. Some days are easier than others, but of course with this diagnosis, there is a lot of poking and prodding. And I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to deal with it. It's never ending. It's going to be for the rest of my life. This is what I need. And I've had one issue. I think it was because I took an anti-anxiety medication beforehand for the first time, and I wasn't able to talk to my brain and tell myself I was going to be okay, because I was so kind of out of it. So, that's something to consider if you're going through those things. But I guess I am proud of myself, because years ago, I would never have been able. If you would have told me I would have been going through this, I would have been like, well, then I'm just going to have to not do that. And I think asking for help. I think it's very hard to do that. I would tell them I'm okay, but sometimes just having your friends with you, like sometimes you laugh at things and you have those moments of levity that you don't have when you're by yourself. So if you can, I think it's good to take up even acquaintances that offer to drive you somewhere. Take them up on it, because those friendships will be even stronger, and it's hard work sometimes. I mean, but even your closest loving people aren't going to be 100% every day, and that doesn't mean that they won't be the next day. I always think of things as manna, like from the Bible, because in the Bible, the Israelites collected the manna. They had enough for the day. Anything that they had left over rotted. So I always think of like my energy level, just anything that's happening as manna for the day. And the next morning I'll have more. Beauty to me is like sincerity. Beauty to me is integrity, caring. It's the things that aren't things that you maybe see with your eyes. It's other things, because the things you see with your eyes can fool you, and there's not much value sometimes in the beauty. I mean, I'm all for a sunset and a beach and all of those, and creation, the beauty of creation. But I feel like that also is just indicative of how strong and beautiful our Creator is, because of His creation, more than just the beauty of it. I don't know if that even makes sense, but it's a beauty, something deeper, meaningful beauty. As somebody had said one time, if you worry about something, you're really just wasting the time, because it's either going to happen or it's not going to happen. And you're worrying about it isn't going to keep it from happening. It's just going to waste that time. And then it may not ever happen. And then you've also wasted that time. So it's not a death sentence. Take it one day at a time. And just remember, all the treatments aren't the scary ones. And reach out to friends, people that you admire and trust, and see what that hope that's in them, where they get it from. I think that will help on your journey too. I think gratitude, even for little things. If you buy a red car, then you're looking for red cars maybe, and you see red cars everywhere. If you're looking for things to be thankful for, you're going to find them. And I think it's important to celebrate those. Yeah, celebrating those little things, but even more than the celebration, it's the gratitude. Like, try to stay in a place of gratitude, because then it's so easy to feel sorry for yourself in this situation. And that really, you should have the moments. You should mourn. You should cry. You shouldn't be in denial. And I've had days where you just don't want to get out of bed, and that you cry and do all that, but give yourself a reason to get out of bed every morning. You're going to be tired some days, and some days you're just going to stay in bed. But if I am still working, I'm trying to do things, I have to get out of bed, because otherwise I will stay in bed and I'll feel sorry for myself. And those days are the days that are the hardest. But if you celebrate the little moments just with even a feeling of gratitude and worry can't really live in the same space. So if you fill it with gratitude every day instead of the worry, sufficient is today for the troubles. You don't have to figure everything out.